Set us free. Set us free. Set us free. Set us free. In this dark hour need. Light our way back home, coming in from the cold, and we'll be all set free. Set us free. Set us free. Set us free. Set us free. In this dark hour need. Light our way.
Well, it would have helped if you could have heard everything I just said, but the technical difficulties that I come across, I have issues with sometimes. So let's do all that again a little bit faster. Facebook, scrolling, people don't stop unless they see something that entices them. A good title or maybe a good picture. So that's what we're talking about today. We're going to make your pictures better so that people will stop and look. Or if you need to just create a poster for you that you want to be able to print out and use later, or maybe you want to work on, let's say you got a picture of your grandchild, your granddaughter, whatever, and it's their birthday party, and you want to talk about she turned 3 today or something like that. Anyway, so you see on my screen that this is the thing, the little blurb I did for today, and this is actually a presentation. But we're gonna go create a new one. So this is Canva. Now I'm using the paid version of Canva, which means I get a few more things that you don't necessarily get. But if I want to, if you just go get a Canva account, very easy to do. They give you a whole bunch of stuff for free that gets you started, and then you can go from there. So let's go create a new design. It's going to be a presentation. We could have made it landscape or portrait, whichever way we wanted to go. And we're going to, instead of using a template, and you can see over here on the left, there are 753 million templates, and some are paid and some are free. Anyway, I want to go create a brand new image, and I'm going to use one of their stock photos. And let's say I want to make a motivational poster of a landscape. Landscape. All right, so there's some different landscapes that you can see. Here's a good one. Now, of course, you see where it says Pro. That means it's not available to you if on a free account, but it is if you have a paid account. All right, so we're going to drag this over, and I want you to see two things. If I stop right there, it makes it the background, and you can't do much with it. If I keep dragging, then I can stretch it and grow it and shrink it and all that kind of stuff. So, but I'm okay with it having been the background, so we're going to go back and drag it in as the background. There we go. That looks pretty good, huh? That by itself is a heck of a poster. But what if we wanted to put some words on it? So we're going to go to text, and you can see over here there's a bunch of different free and paid pre-designed texts that you can use. Some of them have effects like this one. You can tell it looks like it's a neon sign or whatever. By the way, let me do one more thing for you. I'm sorry that you probably want to be able to see what I'm doing, so let me make it, there we go. Now you can see my mouse because it's got a purple background. Actually, that's called fuchsia, in case you were all whatever. I'm not all that, but that's just the only reason I know it's fuchsia is because that's the way it was described in my... Here we go. Let's leave that alone. All right, so we're going to come back up here, and we're just going to do a heading. And you can see it shows up in the middle of the screen right here. Okay, and this one we're going to say Dream It. And then we can move that wherever we want it to go. You see the center line? It does that. There's also a horizontal center line. Okay, and then there's also a border. Okay, so there's some pretty neat stuff. Of course, now we want to change our Dream It to a different font. Actually, you know what? Let's make it bigger first so we can see what we're working with. All right, so we're going to change it to a different font, and there's a bunch of great fonts. And let me give you just a couple of tips on fonts, okay? If you do something like this, the font that we just chose, that's readable. But if you get smaller, the more words you have to put into that small space, it may not be very readable. So something to think about. Remember, it's not just for your eyes, it's for everybody's eyes. So everybody has to be able to read it. And personally, I don't like that font anyway. So, but I'm just giving you some ideas because a lot of people want to do a script. Well, that doesn't look very readable either. But we're going to do a white picture. There we go. And we can do other effects with it, which we'll work on in a minute because I'm not using that font either. Just want to give you guys some ideas that there are different fonts that you can play with. that you may or may not like, and you probably have different tastes than me, and that's good. We all need different tastes. All right. Oh, let's go find something. Dream it, dream it, dream it. And you can see um, all the different fonts in the samples here. And guys, this list goes forever. Um, there's a good one. Okay, that by itself is okay. If we wanted to use, you could put a screen behind it, and I've talked about that before. But let's just see what effects we can do with it. So coming up straight up to the top, we're clicking on effects, and then it shows you the different effects that we can do with it. That one put a little shadow behind it. That did a lift, and that's kind of nice. It's a combo of a drop shadow and a few other things. You can make it, that's hollowed out, so basically it's just the outline of each letter. This is a splice, so it puts a regular inset on top of a hollow. There's an echo. There's a glitch, so it looks like it's a TV glitch kind of thing, a video glitch, and of course then there's neon. Now you can't really do a neon in, you can't really do a neon in a with a bright background. So if we wanted to move this over to here and make it smaller, we could because it's against the trees, right, or the shadow. All right, but we're gonna throw this back in the center and do something different with it. I'm okay with it just being a drop shadow. I like the lift the best. All right, now if we wanted to put something behind it, let me tell you, I learned a trick. If you leave that highlighted, and then we're going to go add a shape, they call them elements. All right, so if we highlight that and then move our shape around, no, I lied to you. We got to move it backwards. So we have to, this is called layers, by the way. So we're going to move our shape backward so that it's going to be just around the side of the text or whatever. You can make it however you want. And there are some great things about Canva in that they kind of, using their artificial intelligence, they have an idea of what you're trying to do, and it gives you stops and centers and all that kind of stuff. Now, of course, we're not going to go with that green background, so we can change the color of it. And you may want a dark blue, and then you can make it transparent. See the little checkerboard up here at the top right? We're going to click on that and then make that a little bit transparent, and that gives us a little bit of a darker background. That's not too bad, y'all. Now, we could do all kinds of different things with it, but I just wanted you to be able to see that you can do some amazing effects with Canva that will cause your photos or your images or your graphics or whatever to pop. Now, just to give you an example of other things you can do. Do you remember how you've seen some people's Facebook page? Well, let's see if I can show you one. Can I show you one? Nah. All right. So you know how they put a border around a Facebook page, like at the bottom, highlighting something special, like it was Easter or something like that? You can do the same type of thing with Canva. Let's say that we're going to do something. By the way, you can also, all right, one thing at a time. We're going to save this. It's called Dream It. It's done. Now we're going to go back here to home. We're going to create a new design. This is going to be a Facebook post. So if we were going to take a picture that we had and then we wanted to just put something, a border around it or something like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of do a little bit of cheating. We're going to take an element and place it in the background. And it doesn't matter the color. We're just throwing this back there to have something to highlight against what we're doing. All right, and then we're going to put some text on it just so we can know where it is. So we're going to add a heading. And let's say this is going to be at the bottom of your Facebook picture, and we're going to say, it's my anniversary. It's our anniversary. And then you and your spouse want to put that on the bottom of your picture like this. Okay, and then let's say we want it to be something festive. So we're going to pick a different font. And I think maybe that would be okay there. And we're going to change the color to white. Now now you're going to see why I put the red background back there. Because that white isn't going to show up on a white background, okay? Now, let's get rid of this. And then now it's still there. You just can't see it. And then we can actually download it as a PNG, which means it's a high resolution graphic. and then you can make the background transparent. And then let me just show you what that does for you. Okay, so we downloaded it. And then just to show you how it works, if we went back to if we went back to our other image, all your designs, here's our Dream It. Okay, now if we went back to our other image and then we wanted to add that at the bottom of it, because it's transparent, all we have to do is go get it. And you can do this on any picture you want. Remember, it's a transparent background with white text, okay? Look what we did. You can add that to anything now. That's pretty neat. So you can do that because it's transparent, it's a PNG. It has to be saved as a PNG or a GIF. And I don't think Canva actually saves as GIF. So it's a PNG. But look what we did. You can put that on top of any picture. And you can do that on Facebook. You can do that with Canva. You can do it with anything that will allow you to layer things like that. And it's got a transparent background. So then you want it to be your top level layer. Okay, that's enough for today. You guys, I hope you learned a little bit. Please, 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 please let me know if you like content like this. Because I'd love to keep sharing stuff with you like this. Sharing stuff like this with you. That's a better way to say it. So if you're interested in more stuff like this, let me know. If you want any of my docs that we've created that you've seen me do in the past, some of these are done in Google Docs. This was actually done with Canva, 100%. That's called an infographic. Anyway, so if you are interested in any of my info, I would love to share it with you. Send me a message. By the way, this particular video, as well as several of my others, are actually going to be stored, archived on my Apollos Development YouTube channel. If you want that info, send me a message. All right, that's enough for today. I have got to stop for lunch and then go take care of some other clients. So listen, be blessed. I hope you have a fantastic afternoon. And if there's anything I can do for you, give me a call, send me a message, and I'd love to talk to you about it. Let's listen to some Look At You Now on the way out. See you later. Bye-bye.
Didn't show up, but you showed them all anyhow. You wouldn't slow down, now you're too slow to